Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm playing with this Ram Rider Evil Skeleton Barrel deck. And the Evil Skeleton Barrel is just so good this season, and I know there's so many cards that people are typically running to try and counter it. But regardless, it's still super solid. If you get just death damage in general, it's already pretty solid. And on top of that, you know, if they miss a skeleton or if they just don't have anything, you just put them in a really tough spot. So we're gonna just go for the recruits or the E-Spirit here. I would have gone for recruits, but if you aren't really rocking the evil recruits, there's no point in trying to push it. There's other things to kind of, you know, use the elixir for. I'm gonna go for the recruits here just because he gave up that cannon, and I want to go Ram Rider going down either lane. Really, Bowler would probably be the best way to counter this push that I have, but he's gonna go for Ice Wizard. I think this is Graveyard, which means I don't think he has anything great for this afterwards. He's going to have the Goblin-Stein version, which will work for sure. But that's fine. We can slowly damage down that Goblin-Stein monster. I'm going to go Bomber here. And I think I'm just going to go for something like the E-Spirit here. And that's going to minimize the amount of damage that we take from that Ice Wizard. So all in all, not too bad. I'm going to go Skeleton Barrel in the back here. I know for a fact he's got Graveyard, so I'm not even playing as if he has anything else. So we're going to have 4 recruits on that side. He might go with Knight to draw it into the middle, which makes sense. Perfect timing on that cannon by our opponent, so got to give him credit there. So cannon's not really going to be that much of a problem, but we're going to have to defend this here. See if he decides to lump anything up. If not, that's fine. I'm going to go for a Ram Rider though. And we have Lightning ready in case he's got Cannon. I'm going to go for Lightning here, take out that Goblin-Stein Doctor. We still have the monster to deal with, but overall we should be fine. Let's go Executioner though. We have the E-Spirit as well, so we should be good here. Executioner is going to, you know, be able to take that poison damage, no problem. Now the thing is, against Graveyard, I definitely feel like we have to go for a little bit of split lane pressure, because if not, it's really a problem as they start counter pushing the direction you want to go. So we're gonna go Ram Rider here to hopefully get in front of that Ice Wizard. And Executioner is gonna get an Axe Throw Off, which is really nice there, and maybe start damaging down that Doctor as well. I will take that every day of the week. Then I'm gonna go Recruits up high. And I'm going to continue to pressure this right side here. So that's one of the things with the deck. Just be comfortable doing that. You know, you are going to kind of give up a little bit of elixir down the other side. But the idea is to hopefully have them use that, you know, where they would use that elixir to defend the side you really want to go. That they, you know, get a little preoccupied essentially. So I'm going to go E-Spirit here. Should be fine. Executioner just needs to clean up that Doctor sooner rather than later, would be nice. So he does get taken out, but we can go for a Skeleton Barrel here, and we're slowly damaging down both sides. And I think we might want to go for something like a Ram Rider here. And then we have Lightning ready. So, ooh, this is perfect actually. I'm going to damage that down. We'll go Executioner here, and that should be able to clean house right there, especially against that Ice Wizard. Really, really nice. I'm going to go Recruits here, though. I need to protect that Executioner. It's going to be pretty important. Yeah, we're able to push that back, which is nice. Let's go with the Skeleton Barrel here. I'm going to go Ram Rider down this lane, which is kind of wild, but I really want him to drop some elixir there. I'm going to go Lightning. Get that Goblin-Stein Doctor taken care of. I'm going to go for Executioner right here. That should take out that with no problem. And he's going to try and switch lanes on us, so makes sense, makes sense. Let's go E-Spirit here as more skeletons kind of start popping up. Bomber's going to do a good job kind of cleaning up there as well. Let's go and Lightning this. Oh, he is cycling real quick. Let's go Executioner here. Should be pretty good to clean that up. We can arrows this down as well. Yeah, we took a lot of damage, but all in all, that was pretty well played on his end to try and make something happen. But I think all we have to do here is just go ahead and drop a Lightning, and that right there is going to be good game well played against graveyard without really having anything great to defend it. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, next match here. Keep things going. And we can go for a Ram Rider since he goes Valkyrie in the back. Should be pretty interesting. It's going to force him to go Goblin Gang really early. I'm going to go Executioner here. Want to get to that Evil Executioner as soon as possible. E-Spirit should do an okay job. Yeah, it does an okay job. We don't get King Tower activation, unfortunately. I'm going to go Bomber quickly, though. So I think this is one of those like super fast Psycho decks where they just try and swarm you on either side. So it'll be interesting to see if he just leaves the Bomber. I would personally. Yeah, he does leave that Bomber. I'm going to go Recruits up high, which is really a lot of elixir to spend for this. But depending on what he does to try and defend this with, we can definitely arrows it down. Okay, he's got his own set of recruits as well. So we got to be careful here because he can easily go for a set of wall breakers behind either side and really cause some problems for us. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Evil Executioner now. That should clean up most of those skeletons. We're going to go E-Spirit here just to minimize the amount of damage. I want to split the damage, not, you know, take excess damage on one side. I'm going to go Ram Rider here, keep that split lane pressure up type of kind of going. Executioner and Ram Rider is going to do a great job, and I noticed that once he gave up his recruits, he really didn't have anything left. You know, Goblin Gang is going to get absolutely sliced by the Executioner, and it's not like he had Evil Valkyrie. So all in all, really good trade. Just one of those things where, you know, typically you don't want to push down the opposite lane that you already have damage on, but sometimes it makes sense, so you want to do that. Okay, Bomber should do okay here. I'm gonna arrows that down because he probably was hoping Firecracker would kind of clean that up. And that's one of those things where if you can kind of keep your opponent off balance, it's gonna help you big time. Okay, this is where we can get in trouble because he can go with the Evil Skeleton Barrel. Yeah, this is gonna get real tricky here. We're gonna arrows this down before it does too much damage. That is really crazy that he was able to pull that off, but you know, well played on his part. Then I'm gonna go for, I'm just gonna lightning this, which is wild. But we have the Evil Executioner if we need to. Oh no, I'm really pushing my luck with this one here. Bomber is able to clean that up. I really should not have played that as poorly as I did, but I really put myself in a tough spot. Alright, he's definitely going to have to go for something over here. Yeah, Evil Executioner should do a good job there. I'm going to arrows that down. And that right there should be good game, well played. Really solid stuff. Got really dicey there towards the end. I absolutely messed up on that card cycle. But that beginning there where you recognize that, hey, you know, he doesn't have recruits and Executioner would slice anything that he has. And you just kind of push on and you make things happen. And that was really what saved me there. So good game, well played. Let's get on. All right, next match here. Keeping things rolling. And I'm going to just, you know, typically going with Bomber in the back. It's fine. It's 2 elixir. There's so much bait right now going on. Or Swarm for that matter. So, you know, Bomber's going to be good against most things that they drop. I'm just going to hang out here for a second. See what he's got. We should be okay. I mean, I really don't know what he's going to drop here. So I'm just going to... Okay, he's going to go with the... He's got Ice Wizard and a Hog Rider, so Hog Rider probably going to get 2 hits off. Oh, it doesn't even get 2 hits off. That's nice. So he's got double wizards, and he gives up both his wizards. He probably has a building, which is wild to say, or he's got Mega Knight. I mean, I guess I couldn't exactly have seen that coming, but we'll get some damage here, but we're going to take a decent amount of damage, potentially. If I play this right, we might be in luck, but... Try to go for a King Tower activation with 7 elixir. Gonna go E-Spirit here. Yeah, this is where things get really rough. He's gonna definitely take that tower. I don't remember the last time I've seen E-Barbs being played up at League 10, but that's one of those things where if you know, kind of just take certain things for granted, it will definitely come back and bite you at times. So we're gonna lose, you know, probably like 3/4 of our King Tower. But we're gonna go Skeleton Barrel here. I haven't played that. One of those things about rocking something like Skeleton Barrel is that things on the ground is not going to see it. So we'll get some death damage, and I'm hoping that he's just going to continue to take the damage where he can and kind of just roll with it. So obviously we have Evil Executioner, but he's got Mega Knight and he's also got those E-Barbs, which is definitely going to be a pain to deal with. And I'm going to go Ramrider here, hopefully get him to commit some on that left side. Oh, he's just going to go for the E-Wiz. It's pretty smart. E-Spirit there to hopefully try and keep our Valkyrie alive longer. Executioner here should be perfect, perfect stuff. Oh, he read that. He read that perfect there, guys. Oh no, he played that so perfect. If I had played that on the outside instead of the inside, we definitely would have done a decent amount of damage there. That really blows. Let's go Lightning here. I think this is just one of those where it's just not going to happen for us in this one. Yeah, with 20 seconds left, that's just going to be rough. I mean, he definitely deserves to do that. So recruits here, but we can probably try and spam something last second. With 10 seconds left, I mean, there's only so much damage I feel like I can do here. We'll get a decent amount of damage. Oh, wait a second. All right, we might get... Oh my gosh, we literally could have been pushing him into, you know, sudden death. Really, really close match against E-Barbs that I wasn't expecting. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. We'll drop him good luck since he gives us some as well. Let's start out with Skeleton Barrel. Totally fine. I'm totally fine with the idea that, you know, we'll probably give up King Tower activation either with the Ram Rider or, you know, be it from a Fisherman or the Skeleton Barrel. So it's fine. You know, I kind of made peace with that. So I have leveled up my E-Spirit to level 15. Although, you know, it has its benefits. Like against goblins and whatnot, you're able to one-shot them or the Princess Tower is able to one-shot them after it's been hit with the equal level E-Spirit. So just one of those things is what it is. I'm surprised he didn't go for a King Tower activation. Maybe it doesn't matter as much for him, but let's go Skeleton Barrel here. I'm going to go ahead and arrows this though. And we should be pretty good. I think this might just be a Hog Rider deck, seeing the deck comp. So we'll get a little stab damage there, but I would love to get my Executioner down and going. That Evil Executioner is going to be great against that Hog Rider. Yeah, there's that Hog Rider I was expecting. I'm going to go Bomber as well. Thought about it, but Executioner would give up 3 hits minimum, I think, in that situation. So I really, really wanted to minimize that. He places a really interesting cannon. I think he realizes that, so we're going to get a Bomber throw plus an Executioner throw as well. Really, really nice because of that little blunder there that he had. Let's go Evil Skeleton Barrel. Where's that Firecracker? I'm going to go ahead and arrows this down. That's perfect that we're able to force that out because that means he definitely does not have that for his defense on the next round. So really nice. Let's go recruits here. This is really sketchy hitting into double elixir if he decides to go for something like a Hog Rider, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case. So I'm going to just hang on to my Evil Executioner here. I'm going to get my Ram Rider going, of course. And he's back to a cannon right there. So that is some pretty crazy stuff. I'm going to go ahead and lightning this, take out that Firecracker. Firecracker is just one of those that I don't want to deal with. Because he's got a crazy 3-card cycle, he's going to be able to cycle so quickly. It's wild to say. Gonna arrows this down. Let's go Evil Executioner here. That should be able to push that back with no problem. It might give up 1 hit just because of how late I played it, because we're just out of elixir there, but totally fine. Let's go E-Spirit. I figured he might have that Firecracker again. Gonna just take that out. It's basically 6 for 5 trade. So I'll take that. Alright, so now I'm going to slow roll the Skeleton Barrel in the back. We'll go Bomber here. We'll go Recruits as well. That's just filthy, filthy stuff. Typical Firecracker stuff. So we'll have to deal with that, but yeah, he's just cycling. He's probably going to try and get back to a Firecracker. And wow, yeah, that's just one of those things, I guess. Bomber here. Maybe we'll get, we'll be able to at least defend that, so that's good with me. I'm going to go E-Spear in the back here, and we'll go with the Recruits, see if he goes with like a Firecracker again, but okay, he's going to go in the back this time, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and go Skeleton Barrel here. We'll go with the Firecracker after the fact, or might be worthwhile just to go ahead and lightning this. and at least damage that down a bit. So we gotta be careful here because he can definitely go for Firecracker and, you know, put us in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, there's that Firecracker. I fully expected that. So that's gonna be great defense here by expecting something like that. Let's go for the recruits here. That should get in front. I'm gonna go for Skeleton Barrel way on the right, and see what he does. Oh, he's gonna actually. Interesting. Let's go and lightning this. I don't think the Mighty Miner was in range of that, unfortunately. So this is really gonna hurt. So I'm gonna go for. Oh, we might be okay there potentially. I'm gonna take all that damage. Totally fine. Is what it is. Ram Rider almost breaks on through there, which would have been wild. But the evil skeleton barrel is going to eventually break on through, and we get the skeletons on the tower. We're gonna go ahead and lightning and clean that up. Good game, well played. Got super dicey at that towards the end there. Got really crazy and wild at the bridge with all those firecrackers, but that's typically what you would expect. So as you can see, you know, you're still able to wreck these Hog Rider Firecracker Psycho decks. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. And we're dropping some good luck as well. So, start out with E-Spirit. It's not the best, but we might just hang on for a second. All right, so our opponent's gonna go with the E-Drag. We'll go with the Executioner here. We have Lightning coming up, so we can easily drop an E-Spirit if it's like E-Golem. But I'm gonna go for the E-Spirit here, and should be fine. We might, yeah, we'll take an extra hit or so because of that log, but all in all, should be fine. He doesn't have log anymore, so should be interesting. Oh, wait a second. What? Was not expecting that. But Executioner's Axe will get 2 throws for us, which is going to be perfect. We'll go recruits here. We'll have 4 on the right side, but I'm going to get a Skeleton Barrel geared up as well. And such an interesting deck that he's got. It is going to be a little difficult for us because, you know, it's such an interesting deck, and it's not one that I feel like I've built the deck as much to, you know, do for. So anyways, Bomber here. Hopefully clean up most of the guards, if not all of it. And we minimize the amount of damage. I'll definitely take that any day of the week. So he's got E-Drag and the Lava, and the Skeleton Dragon. So let's just get this going here. Oh, he's going to go for that. That is going to be wild because why does he have Mortar with with Golem? I just realized that. All right, I mean, we'll take the hits where we can get them. We have Lightning, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. All right, we're going to go ahead and Lightning this. Should allow us to start damaging that down. We're going to clean up the guards as well. Pretty interesting stuff there. Executioner should get saved there. We're going to go ahead and lightning or arrows that, not lightning. But our Executioner is going to stay alive, which is absolutely critical in a matchup like this. And it's such an interesting deck that he's got, like seriously. But the Skeleton Barrel is getting tanked for by the recruits, and that right there is going to be way too much stuff for him to defend. And that's one of those decks where this is a matchup you will win if you don't, you know, screw up in the sense of like giving up a card you shouldn't. Or if you don't have things out of cycle and you're just really that unfortunate. But really solid stuff in this matchup, absolutely dominating this heavy Golem deck with an interesting Mortar addition as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.